In the heart of a bustling city, nestled between towering skyscrapers and the constant hum of traffic, there stood a modest bookstore. Its wooden sign, weathered by time, read, "The Day-Tight Life." Inside, the scent of aged paper and fresh coffee mingled, creating an atmosphere of calm amidst the urban chaos. The store was owned by Mr. Whitaker, a man in his late 70s with a mane of silver hair and eyes that held the depth of countless stories. He was known not just for his curated collection of books, but for the wisdom he generously shared with anyone who sought it. One rainy afternoon, a young woman named Clara entered the bookstore. Clara was in her early 30s, a marketing executive climbing the corporate ladder. Despite her professional success, she was plagued by anxiety, her mind constantly racing with worries about deadlines, presentations, and the ever-elusive work-life balance. Mr. Whitaker greeted her with a warm smile. "Looking for something special today?" Clara sighed, her shoulders slumping. "Peace of mind, if you have it in stock." He chuckled softly. "I might have just the thing." He led her to a corner of the store where a single book rested on a pedestal. Its cover was simple, bearing the title, "How to Stop Worrying and Start Living" by Dale Carnegie. "This book changed my life," he said, handing it to her. "But more than that, it taught me how to live a day-tight life." Clara raised an eyebrow. "Day-tight?" Mr. Whitaker nodded. "It's a concept Carnegie discusses. The idea is to live each day as if it were a compartment, sealed off from the past and the future. Focus solely on the present, and you'll find that many worries dissipate." Intrigued, Clara purchased the book and promised to return once she'd read it. A week later, Clara was back, the book clutched to her chest. "I read it cover to cover," she exclaimed. "The idea of living in day-tight compartments resonated with me, but applying it is harder than it sounds." Mr. Whitaker gestured for her to sit at a small table near the window. "Let's talk about it." Clara took a seat, the rain tapping gently against the glass. "Tell me," he began, "what worries occupy your mind?" She hesitated. Deadlines, client meetings, the fear of making mistakes, not being good enough. Her voice trailed off. He nodded. "Common concerns, but let's apply Carnegie's method. First, identify the problem. Then, determine the worst-case scenario, accept it, and finally, work to improve upon it." Clara pondered. "If I miss a deadline, the worst-case scenario is disappointing a client, maybe losing an account. Can you accept that possibility?" he asked. She sighed. "I suppose I'd have to." "Now, how can you improve upon that outcome?" "By communicating proactively, setting realistic timelines, and seeking support when needed." Mr. Whitaker smiled. "Exactly. By confronting the worst-case scenario and planning accordingly, you strip the worry of its power." They continued discussing various principles from the book. Keep busy. Engaging in meaningful activities can crowd out worries. Don't fuss about trifles. Avoid letting minor issues consume your energy. Use the law of averages. Recognize that many fears are statistically unlikely. Cooperate with the inevitable. Accept what cannot be changed and focus on what can. Count your blessings. Cultivate gratitude to shift focus from problems to positives. As the afternoon waned, Clara felt a sense of clarity she hadn't experienced in months. "Thank you, Mr. Whitaker," she said, standing to leave. "I think I'm beginning to understand." He nodded. "Remember, living a day-tight life is a practice. It requires intention and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable." Over the following months, Clara implemented the principles she'd learned. She began each day by setting clear intentions, focused on the tasks at hand, and let go of unchangeable past events and uncertain futures. Her colleagues noticed a change. She was more present, less frazzled, and exuded a calm confidence. One day, a junior associate named Ben approached her. "Clara, how do you manage stress so well? I'm constantly overwhelmed." She smiled, recalling her own journey. "Let's take a walk." They strolled to the Day-Tight Life bookstore. Inside, Mr. Whitaker greeted them. "Back so soon?" Clara introduced Ben and explained his predicament. Mr. Whitaker handed Ben a copy of How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. "This book has helped many, including Clara here." Ben looked at the cover, then at Clara. "Thank you. I'll give it a read." As they left the store, Clara turned to Mr. Whitaker. "I think I'm ready to live a day-tight life." He smiled. "Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Each day is a new opportunity." Clara's journey didn't stop with personal transformation. She became a beacon of hope for others grappling with anxiety and stress. Recognizing the profound impact of Dale Carnegie's teachings on her life, she initiated community workshops at the Daytight Life Center. These sessions provided a safe space for individuals to share their worries and learn practical techniques to manage them. One evening, during a particularly engaging workshop, a young man named Alex shared his struggles with chronic worry about job security and personal relationships. Clara listened attentively and introduced him to the concept of living in day-tight compartments. She explained how focusing solely on the present day could alleviate the burden of past regrets and future anxieties. Inspired by Clara's guidance, Alex began implementing the principles in his daily routine. He started each morning by setting achievable goals for the day and refrained from dwelling on uncertainties beyond his control. Over time, Alex noticed a significant reduction in his stress levels and an improvement in his overall well-being. Clara's dedication to helping others didn't go unnoticed. Local media outlets featured her story, highlighting the positive impact of the Daytight Life Center on the community. Her efforts sparked a movement, encouraging individuals from all walks of life to embrace the philosophy of living in the present and letting go of unnecessary worries. As the center flourished, Clara remained humble, always attributing her success to the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie. She often quoted, "Our main business is not to see what lies dimly at a distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand," reminding everyone that the key to a fulfilling life lies in focusing on the present moment. Years passed, and Clara took over the bookstore when Mr. Whitaker retired. She renamed it the Daytight Life Center, expanding its offerings to include seminars, support groups, and a community cafe. The center became a haven for those seeking solace and guidance, a testament to the enduring power of Carnegie's teachings. Clara often reflected on her journey, from a worry-ridden executive to a beacon of calm and wisdom. She understood now that while worry is a natural human response, it doesn't have to control one's life. By embracing the present, accepting the unchangeable, and focusing on actionable steps, anyone can transition from a life of anxiety. Years turned into decades. The once young executive who had stumbled into a quiet bookstore on a rainy afternoon was now in her 60s, her hair touched with silver, her demeanor steady and kind. Clara still arrived at the Daytight Life Center each morning before the sun rose, unlocking its doors with the same gratitude she had felt the first time Mr. Whitaker handed her that life-changing book. One crisp autumn morning, a teenage girl named Maya wandered into the center. Her eyes were red from tears, her hoodie soaked from the rain. Clara offered her a towel, a warm drink, and a quiet place to sit. No questions, no pressure. Eventually, Maya spoke. "Everything's too much. School, my parents, the pressure to be perfect." Clara listened with patient empathy, then handed her a copy of How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, the same copy once given to her, the cover now lovingly taped and its margins filled with handwritten notes from a younger Clara. "This book saved me," she said simply, "and I believe it can help you too. But more than that, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You're just overwhelmed. And overwhelm, like rain, eventually passes." Maya blinked, surprised by the quiet comfort in Clara's voice. From that day forward, Maya returned each week. She joined workshops, made friends, and eventually began leading youth groups of her own. The wisdom passed from Mr. Whitaker to Clara began flowing through Maya, then into others, a ripple across generations. The center's walls, once lined with dusty shelves, now held framed letters and thank you notes from hundreds of lives changed, each one a testament to the healing power of perspective, presence, and human connection. And on a quiet evening years later, as Clara locked up the center for the last time before handing it to the next steward, she paused at the door. She looked out at the busy city street, the lights flickering in windows above, the soft hum of life all around her. She smiled. The world hadn't grown quieter, but she had, because living a daytight life, she had discovered, wasn't about escaping the world's noise. It was about choosing which voice to listen to, and with every new day, she had chosen peace.